Now, though, should Spurs park the bus against Man City on Sunday?
The cross towards the right-hand side, and Richarlison is there, and he heads it towards goal, and it's in!
Christian Romero has given Tottenham Hotspur the lead.
Onto Porro, low cross into the near post, Brennan Johnson is there. McElhenney blows the whistle, and it is done. Ange Postecoglou may be Spurs Superman, but Chelsea are always their kryptonite.
Aston Villa have picked up a statement victory at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
I mean, this is awful watching Van Der Ven, who's been brilliant since his emergence at Tottenham. Maddison's going to have to come off as well, which is another huge problem for them.
Once we've got everyone back, we'll be on our way up again.
And this is just issue after issue for Ange Postecoglou to solve.
You look at the top teams, and there's one sort of common trait amongst them. We've all got a plan. They invest in that plan and they stick to it.
Massive game on Sunday afternoon. Can Spurs get anything out of that game, Darren Bent? I know you're saying, well, they can. That's the obvious answer. But you know what I'm asking. Can Spurs get anything out
They're going
of
to struggle. I mean, you talk about a City team that I know maybe haven't, and this is going to sound crazy by their standards, but then they never really start off the seasons particularly well. They've probably started off better this season than they have in most others, Manchester City. But I mean, you look at them, and for me, at times, they're one of the best team on the planet. Can Spurs get something out of it? I think it'd be difficult. Even if they had their players fit, Van Der Ven, for Romero from suspension, Maddison, you'd say they've got a game, but I still expect City to win.
Yeah.
But the fact that these guys are out, Maddison and Van Der Ven, it's going to be incredibly difficult, especially at the Etihad. But I think as well, from Ange Postecoglou, I think he's gone so far now in saying, this is the way we play. We don't care who we're playing against. This is what the identity of Tottenham Hotspur are playing. We'll get beat some, we'll win some. But this is the way we play, and we're not going to change it. I think it's a little bit naive. Only for the fact that you're playing against the best team on the planet who can hurt you at any given moment. They're disciplined. They're well organised. Tactically, there's no one better than Pep. It's one of those where I just think, well, if you play that high line against, you can have runners like Alvarez, intelligent footballer, can run. Doku, he can run in behind. You've got Foden, Haaland. They've got runners from midfield. You know what I mean? Bernardo Silva, if he has to, he's clever. He can get in behind. The fullbacks, I just think, ooh, to play that high line against a team like that, I think it's incredibly, it's going to be difficult. But if Ange believes that his team's good enough to get a result playing that particular way, then he'll stick with it.
Man City, the high scorers in the Premier League at the moment with 33 goals. Spurs in their last 3 games have conceded 8, 4 against Chelsea, albeit with 9 men, 2 against Wolves, 2 against Villa. Spurs are going to play with a high line. I mean, could it be a cricket score? Could it be a bloodbath? What is, not embarrassing, but like 3-0, if it finished 3-0, you go, okay, yeah, I saw that coming, right? What do you think is a scoreline which will embarrass Spurs? Well,
it depends, because a lot of the Spurs fans have always spoke about the way that they'd rather watch the way Ange plays, and if they get beat, they're enjoying what they're watching.
That's right.
But if it gets to a point where Manchester City are racking up 1, 2, 3, 4, then it gets to a point where surely as a manager you're going to go, do you know what? Enough's enough. We need to just sit in here and just be compact and then try and maybe hit them on the counter-attack. But if you try and go toe-to-toe with Manchester City, even though some teams have gone toe-to-toe and got something from it, I think it's going to be difficult, because it's even the personnel. Like if you go in and play that high line with Emerson Royale and Ben Davies, your centre-halves, I mean, listen, both decent footballers, but you're playing against arguably the best striker on the planet.
Yeah, okay. I want to take some calls, as many as I can. A couple of questions. Do you think Spurs will play that high line?
Yes. And
what do you think the score will be? Or how many goals do you think Man City will score, more importantly?
I think you hit the nail on the head with 3-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that they don't have chance after chance, but I think 3.
I think it's all about the early goal. If Man City score within the first 10,
then wow, all bets are off.
Because then Spurs have to go.
Have to go. But I just can't. You know, I just can't see Ange changing, because
should he?
I think the best managers in the world, and he got a first front row seat. Sorry, to what happens. Aston Villa first half against Spurs last week. What appalling! Unai Emery went, absolutely not. You off. We'll tweak it a little bit and look what happens.
In fact, those 3 games, the Chelsea, Wolves and Villa, Spurs scored first in all 3 of them.
Unai Emery was not happy with what he saw. Went, nope, you off, you 2 on, here we go.
Here we go. Tom, the Spurs fan, you're up first. Hello, Tom.
How you doing, guys? You good?
I'm great. I'm very well. How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Not too bad.
Are you nervous?
No, not really. Not at all. I think most Spurs fans will probably agree that we are just enjoying the football that we're playing, because we've watched Dross for the last 2, 3, 4 years. I think we are playing exactly the same football we're playing now without Maddison and Van der Ven. It was very evident on Sunday that the players just ran out of steam, and there's not enough depth there. I believe that will more than likely be the outcome on Sunday. First half, we'll give it a go, and then we could end up running out of steam because Man City have got that rotation, and we'll just have the players and the substitutes that can outplay us in the end, basically. So
Tom, let me ask you a question then. At what point then does that run out? If you obviously keep running out of steam, you keep losing, at some point it's going to come to a bit of a hold in a second here. Like, we just can't keep losing. Like, what point do you go, do you know what? I am enjoying the football we're watching, but hold on a second here. We need to start picking up results.
I think when you look at it, look at the way we played under Conte, under Mourinho, right? And I think there's so much enjoyment out of what we're doing as a club. Everyone is wanting to play for Postecoglou, right? Mm-hmm. We get to the point, yes, I totally agree with the point. We are going to get to a point, if it continues, where we're going to go, right, yeah, this isn't right. This has to change. But I don't think it's going to get there. For me, and I've said this to people around me, I said, if we can stay within the top 4 or 5 between now and January and then reinforce and the players come back, I think that's a massive achievement.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. What will the score be, Tom? You've been a really good caller. What will the score be?
I would agree with you guys. I do think it's going to be 3-1 City.
Okay. Nice. If after the first 25 minutes you're 3-0 down, has your manager got to change things in as much as the style you're playing with that high line?
Yes, but if he doesn't, I won't be screaming at the TV because the players will still be playing for him. It was evident against Chelsea. Okay. You could see that.
Just quickly, what scoreline will make you scream at your telly? Excuse me.
About 5-6 probably.
Okay. All right, thanks for that. I mean, that could happen 5 or 6.
But they can do that to anybody on the planet.
Oh, without a doubt.
But their run of fixtures, they've got City away.
Spurs, yeah.
West Ham at home. Tough fixture, West Ham. Derby. Newcastle at home.
Tough.
Forest away. Forest don't lose many games.
Unbelievable record at home for us.
Then they go Everton. Brighton away. Got some tough games coming up, but as I just said,
I think. So I was going to say, I think Tom made a really good point. As much as if they can stay within sniffing distance of top 4, and then when the window opens in Jan, if Daniel Levy puts his hand in his pocket,
reinvest. Yeah,
I think that's quite.
Because that's the one thing they lack is depth.
Yeah.
What's good put here? Sorry, David, the Celtic fan, is put at Celtic at times, especially in Europe, the fans were screaming for Ange to change it, but he won't, and that's his way, and that's it. Ange's weakness is his stubbornness.
We'll see that.
Yeah.
Or maybe we won't.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.